Let's learn how to make this beautiful braid. Separate the hair into two parts. One is smaller than the other. The smaller part you will divide into two strands, and the bigger part divide the hair into three strands. Let's call these parts groups. One group will have three strands and the other two strands. You will always work with three strands, so the number will change to each group. You will see as I explain. So the first group with three strands, you pull the first strand underneath the second and over the third. You separate the hair, and now you see the group of the head 3 now have 2, and the group of the head 2 strands now have 3. So you will pull the first strand underneath the second and over the third again, just like you did it before. Note that every time you braid the hair, you will pull it apart, leaving the middle strand going to the opposite group. Then you start the same process over and over again, putting the first strand always underneath the second and over the third. Keep doing this until there is no more hair left and tie with a hairband. And once you are done, try to open the braid a little bit so it will show better. I'm gonna show again in strands of fabric. This way maybe you understand better. Remember, the outer strands are the ones that always goes to the middle. Bring the first strand underneath the second and over the third. Now the first strand becomes the middle one. You separate the strands, and that middle strand now belongs to the other group. And you do the same thing. You bring the first strand underneath the second and over the third. And now you start all over, going under and over and pulling the strands apart to make 3 strands again and braid them. Here I'm showing why it's okay to hold those 2 strands together, because the strand that goes to the middle will always separate them, so you don't have to worry about them. When you come back to them, it will be easier to have them separated again. I hope this helped you to understand better how to braid the hair. If you don't, please leave me a note. Now let's do the same braid in the Dutch way. You start by the top of the crown. Separate the hair into 2 parts, one with 2 strands and the other with 3. The group with 3, you will bring the first strand underneath the second and over the third. Separate the hair. Now the strand on the middle belongs to the other group, which has 3 strands now, and do the same thing. The first strand going underneath the second and over the third. Now the difference is that you will always add hair to the first strand in both sides. By the way, sorry about my nails, I still have residue of hair dye on them. Note how I use my fingers and thumbs to separate and braid the hair. Now let me warn you that if you do this in a clean, straight hair, it's very difficult because it's very slippery. So, put some product or do like a second or third day shampooed hair, but not in a clean one. And when there is no more hair to add to it, just continue like you would normally. Now, if working with 5 strands is still difficult, I'll show you how you can do it, the same braid, working with 3 strands only at a time. When parting the hair, clip the hair, there will be 2 strands, and work with in the other side with the 3 strands. Again, you will pull the first strand underneath the second and over the third. Now you can clip those 2 strands because you're not going to work with them right now, see? and you will add or pull the middle strand to the second group. And we'll do the same thing. Now you have 3 strands, so pull the first one underneath the second and over the third. Now you clip those 2 strands that you are not going to work right now. And you do this all the way down. It'll work great. It will take longer to do it, but will work great, and you will have a lot less frustration if working with 5 strands is hard for you. I hope this video helped you to understand how to make this beautiful braid. With this braid you can make so many beautiful hairstyles. If you like it or have any comment or questions, please leave it a note and I will get back to you. Please like if you like it and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more hairstyles to show. Thank you for watching.